try it like it, create it. And I was digging through my scrap papers and came across this calendar that was a printable from last year. And I thought, you know, I like the pattern of it. I really don't, I had an idea, all right? And you're going to go through this with me. I'm just cutting off the white edges here. Probably should have done that before I came on. But what I'm going to do is kind of tear this up and collage it onto my tag. And hopefully that will make for an interesting background. I don't know. I don't know with the numbers and so forth if it will work or not. But let's give it a go and see what this looks like. So I'm just going to start tearing. I really like the, of course, the design. So I want to use that for sure. Now I have some squared edges here. I'm going to keep them. And let's just see what happens. So if I'm going to start with some zig glue, you could use glue stick, wet glue, whatever works for you. I'm going to have to go back in and, you know, cover up or glue where the overlap is. And I am just going to place these on here. I'm going to use the edge since I have the edge. I might as well go ahead and line that up on the edge of the tag. Any hanging over we can cut off for sure. I don't want my glue to dry on me, so I'm going to stick some more down. All right, so at this point, I am going to trim off the excess and take a look and see what we need to balance. All right. All right, so I'm going to show you what I have grabbed. I have grabbed my pickup. I have a die cut number and a die cut word here that coordinates. And I have some sequins that I pulled out of, it was from an advent calendar from Spellbinders. And then I'm going to use some clear gesso to put this piece down, which is actually just one layer of tissue. So hopefully it will just mute out enough here for me that I can put the words on top. Let's just see what happens here. All right, so I put that down, and I'm going to put some gesso on top. And so this is just a tissue that I tore and then pulled the layers apart. All right, so I think that's going to work well enough. It lightens those colors. I don't know, do I want another layer on here? I just might want another layer of white just to make it a little, maybe I shouldn't have torn the layers apart, right? I'm putting a generous amount of gesso because I want to use it as my glue for these as well. So I'm going to do that. And I think like that should work. All right, so just need to let that dry before I trim off the sides, and then I want to bring in some of my sequins, and I'm going to do that with some white glue. And let's just take a look at these and see where we want to place them. They're going to be very subtle. I mean, they will shimmer as this moves around, but they're not going to show up quite so much. That one might just stay there. They're not going to show up because they do blend in some. And that one might stay there too. All right, so let's stick these down and then see if we need any more. Either my glue nozzle has dried on me or I'm running low on glue in my bottle. I need to refill. Well, I see a little teeny dot there, so I think it's running low. All right, I think I am liking this. Let's just see what that looks like. Let's just leave it at that with the 5 on there and let it dry.